What's up folks, I'm Dev and welcome back to dev.arcade. Today I'm going to be discussing what we know about the current state of housing in Wayfinder and what they have revealed as their plans going forward. Now I'm a big fan of housing and personal spaces in online games, even if it isn't directly related to the core gameplay, as it gives you something to customize and spend time relaxing and designing while you're not out on expeditions. It seems that the airship devs are also really passionate about housing and customization, and what they currently have for the housing is only phase 1. With a lot of big updates to come. So phase 1 of housing will give you a base apartment, what is essentially just a room at an inn. This is an instant space that is completely yours and it starts empty. You gain housing items in a number of different ways, such as completing challenges, killing creatures, defeating bosses, completing seasonal or story events, and unlocking them in the reward tower. Right now, you can add and place items around the apartment with what looks like a pretty decent building system. You can place items, pick them up and move them around, rotate them, snap them to a grid, as well as change the grid and rotation snap size for even more precise control. Different objects have different placement types, so there are floor placement objects, ceiling placement objects, and some smaller items that you're able to place on top of other objects. Each property has an item limit, so as you get larger properties, you'll be able to place more and more items. There are a number of categories for decorations. First, there are decor items, which are essentially the cosmetic items. Things like beds, tables, chairs, lights to change how the space is lit, smaller decorative items, and wall decorations. Next up, there are artifacts. Now these items are not simply cosmetic, and the devs have stated that any non-cosmetic items will only be acquirable in-game. So for example, artifacts mainly come from defeating bosses. Artifacts come with their own power, and once it's placed, that's added to a pool of powers you can activate, much like echoes. Purchasing a larger property will give you a larger pool of points to spend on artifact powers. For example, this Grand Deceiver artifact, when active, gives you more gold in your Lost Zone expeditions, and this Storm Twins artifact makes it so that when you use a healing potion, it applies a small heal to all nearby allies as well. Next up, we have trophies. These functionally sit somewhere between decor items and artifacts. These are cool, fun little decorative items, and while they don't have a power you can activate in the pool, they have an interactable effect on a daily cooldown. So interacting with this Nexus of Memories trophy spawns a single memory fragment every 24 hours, and this Skeleton Thief's chest grants you 1 skeleton key per day. Finally, we have pets. As of now, the pets are only decorative items, so you can place them in the house and interact with them, but they don't do too much else. They do have a plan to make it so you can have your pets follow you around, and so you can take them out with you, and maybe they might give you certain buffs or benefits, or even have their own echoes. We'll just have to wait and see. They are going to be releasing further levels of customization to the housing, such as changing the surfaces on the walls and floors to really make the space your own. In the long term, Airship plans to build up to players being able to create full houses inside of neighborhood levels where groups can build their own little communities. Here you'll be able to choose your own little plot of land where you'll want your house to be in that neighborhood level, and you'll be able to choose what kind of house you want to have, each with their own styles and room configurations which get larger as you progress through the housing system, giving you the ability to place more objects and activate more artifact powers. Neighborhoods will be a shared space where you'll be able to buy a plot alongside your friends, and you'll be right there next to them when you log in. You'll be able to see people running around in their houses, and you'll be able to visit their house and check out any changes or additions they make. They also have plans for communal buffs in the form of either neighborhood items that you can place that would give some kind of benefit to all the residents in that neighborhood, or some kind of special friend artifact slot in your house where a friend can come and place an object they own for you to use. They did touch briefly on their ideas for guilds, and while they don't have solid plans as of yet, they did say this would be an evolution of the neighborhood system where you'd have guild neighborhoods, so I'm interested to see what they come up with for that. It looks like they're really wanting to give players the ability to create their own little space, and I love the fact that there are actual in-game benefits for some of the rarer items that take in-game challenges to get your hands on. I'd love to hear your thoughts on phase 1 of the Wayfinder housing system and their plans for the future, so let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an upload. See ya!